Hey YouTube, it's Annabelle. My daughter had her 6-month shots yesterday, so I wanted to do a 6-month shot video. I have done videos on her previous shots, and if you haven't watched those, I would watch those. But basically, every single time we've had shots, it's been a completely different experience. And I was told that, and I don't know how true this is or whatever, but I was told that however they react to the first shots is how they will react to every time they get shots after that. Now, that has not been the case with my daughter. Her first shots went awful, absolutely awful. It was 2.5 hours of her screaming in like absolute terror. And her 4-month shots went completely, like just a complete breeze. Like it was like nothing had even happened to her that day. She was absolutely delightful, like no problems whatsoever. And now we came to the 6-month shots. So everything went as the other two had. We went to our appointment. We waited in the waiting room for, it was a little bit longer this time. We waited for probably about 20 minutes this time, whereas before we usually got in within like 5-10 minutes. So we had to wait a little bit longer, which is fine. I wasn't in a hurry or anything. And they did, they had 2 nurses give her the shots again this time. They did 2 at the same time, 1 in each leg, and then they did a second one in her right leg. And the same thing happened that has happened the last 2 times. She didn't cry when the needles first went in, but as they were putting the shot in, she started to cry. And she was upset for about 2 minutes afterwards until she calmed down. And this time she was doing a... It was so cute. Oh my gosh. I did not get a video of it, but I so wish I would have had my camera there, because it was absolutely adorable, even though she was bawling. But yeah, so how last night went, and it's always just, I just look at like that first night, because we had our appointment yesterday at 3. And so how last night went was when we first got home, she was completely fine. Everything went well. And then she was just crabby. And she's been crabby lately, so I expected her to be crabby. But this was about middle of the road from the last 2. So the first one was absolutely horrible, with her like just absolutely uncomfortable, screaming in pain for 2.5 hours. And then her 4-month shots were a breeze. This was about middle of the road. She was very crabby. She didn't want to be held, and she didn't want to drink her bottle or eat her cereal. We had a really hard time laying her down for her nap around, it was about 5 o'clock. She didn't sleep at all at daycare, so I figured that would probably be a factor in how she would react to the shot, since she was tired. But she probably cried for about 10 minutes before she finally let herself go to sleep. But the rest of the evening, we tried to keep doing what we usually do. And then for going to sleep, I think that since she was so crabby all evening, she was actually ready to go to sleep last night. So when we laid her down in her crib, she kind of just went, for about like 2 minutes, and then she was out, and she slept all night, and now she's doing fabulous today. But yes, so that was how her 6-month shots went. We have her 6-month appointment today. I did not, the lady was kind of like, well, we can do them on the same day, her 6-month shots and her 6-month appointment. And I was like, well, it's too much for one day. Because if they do the shots before we have her appointment with the doctor, she would probably be crabby, and I have a lot to talk about. And then the same is true with the reverse. If we would have had the appointment first, I have a lot to talk about, and I get a little anxious when she has shots also. So I wanted to make them on separate days. So yesterday was shots. Today is her 6-month appointment, and I will do a video as soon as I can on that. I don't think it will be tonight or this weekend because we are going out of town. But I will get that up maybe Monday-ish, something around there. But yes, so that was her 6-month shots, and look for her 6-month appointment update, and that is all. Thanks, guys. Bye.